Good morning. I'm here at the Lawn Lake Trailhead inside Rocky Mountain National Park. And today I'm gonna go for Mount Chiquita once again. Looking at about 6 miles out with right around a 4,500 foot elevation gain. It's gonna be a tough one. Official start time 5:42. And I've got some really bright moonlight to hike to. All right, it's just now 7:32, so I've been hiking for 1 hour and 50 minutes. I've hiked 3.8 miles, and I'm up here at an elevation of about 10,740. And this is where I'm gonna split off and start the bushwhack. The summit of Chiquita is just over 13,000, so I think I'm looking at about a 2,300 foot vertical elevation gain. It's a little breezy right here. I hope that's not an indication of what's ahead, because that's what killed me last time, was the wind. It's about 7:45 right now, and I'm gonna start the bushwhack. I think I'm looking at about 3 hours of pain. All right, let's do it. Let's get Mount Chiquita. This bushwhack isn't too bad here at the bottom, but it does get progressively worse. I'm staying more to the north this time, closer to these rocks over here, and I think this is a little better. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing a much better job of avoiding the down trees this time around. Like I said, I'm staying more to the north, kind of swinging it around. I think I'm getting close to breaking through the trees. I'm just gonna have to deal with that wind today. I can't hike fail this again. Made it through the trees, and I can see up to where I got turned around last time, and it's really not that far out. And that's looking over at the Blitzen Ridge that leads up to Ypsilon Mountain. And you can see the 4 aces sticking up. And that's where that girl had fallen earlier in the year. She fell like 500 feet. I'm up here at about 11,750. And I'm aiming for this little gap in the rocks, like right there. It's just now 8:45, so that took me 1 hour from the trail split to get up here. And I'm now at an elevation of about 11,900. There's that wind again. I'm sitting down beneath the rocks trying to escape the wind. And this feels like deja vu from last time. This is as far as I made it, and I just couldn't go any further. However, the winds were a lot worse the first time I tried it. I mean, they were really bad. It sounded like a freight train coming over these rocks right here. I mean, usually it's like, woo, this was like, that's looking over to Mummy Mountain and Ypsilon Lake below. And I'm gonna sit here probably until 9 o'clock. And then I'm gonna try and knock out these last like 1,100 vertical feet up to the summit. It is just now 9 o'clock. I've taken a nice little break here below the rocks, but I need to knock out this remaining 1,100 vertical feet. And I've got my windbreaker on, I got my sunglasses on to protect my eyes, and I'm ready to do this. I'm gonna try and stay up on the ridge as much as I can. Oh, just ran my knee into a rock. Yeah, I definitely feel like this first part is the worst. Coming around this rocky section. I think I'm just about out of it. I'm coming around the corner and I'm trying to get on that little grassy part. It's pretty windy up here, but it's more annoying than dangerous. I'm coming across this part in the perfect position. I believe I'm in the lowest point along this ridge. Amazing views from up here. Unbelievable. I'm getting ready to hit this real steep part. All right, let's take it up this incline. It looks like most of it's grass, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm looking at another 1,000 vertical feet in about 3/4 of a mile. I'm close to 12,250. So I'm looking at about another 800 vertical feet up to the top. And there it is up there, Mount Chiquita. Just took a nice little 5-minute break, drank the rest of my noon powered water, but I just need to get over this little section right here. This might be the worst. I think staying up here close to the ridge is the way to do it. Straight up. Yeah, this is the way to do it. It's pretty much all grass up here. I've made it around that rocky high point, and I'm looking at the final part here. I just need to take it straight up another 500 feet. That's looking over at Mount Chiquita. And that's going to be Ypsilon Lake way down there. The pain is temporary, but the glory is eternal. The pain is temporary, but the glory is eternal. Come on. The pain is just temporary, but the glory is eternal. Let's go. I've almost made it up and over this thing. I'm at just over 12,700 right now. So I'm looking at about 300 more vertical feet in about 0.2 of a mile. Stopping for a quick 30-second break because I am dying. This is tough. And that's looking back at where I've come from. I've just come around that rocky high point, and look at what I have left. Oh yeah, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Final part. I'm looking at about 400 more feet out to the summit. And then once I get up there, all the pain will go away. All right, guys, it's just now 10:32, and we're up here on the summit of Mount Chiquita. That took me 4 hours and 50 minutes. Whew. Sitting up here on the summit of Mount Chiquita, and I'm sitting in the highest fort up here. And amazingly enough, there's no one else up here. I was kind of hoping there'd be a few people up here and they'd be like, oh my goodness, where did you come from? Be like, I just did the East Ridge. And then they'd think I was so cool. But as it is, there's no one up here. So there's no one to share the glory with. That's looking over to Ypsilon Mountain. You can barely see Fairchild sticking up. And then that's going to be Mummy Mountain to the right. And if I swing it on down in this direction, I'm able to see Dark Mountain, Bighorn, and then that's going to be McGregor Mountain sticking up behind Bighorn. And I can't believe there's no one else up here right now. Come on. I want to brag. I want to be like, I came up the East Ridge. They're gonna be like, oh my God, you're awesome, dude. And I'll be like, I know. Just kidding. You're probably like, dude, you're an arrogant jackass. Dude, sorry, I got the summit high up here. I'm acting a little crazy right now. You can actually see one of the spectacle lakes down there. I can see so many peaks over there. Too many to name. But basically everything from Mount Ida down to Mount Meeker. Well guys, it's 11:30 and I've been sitting up here for nearly 1 hour. However, the people are starting to show up now. And I'm looking at probably a 4-hour hike down. So it's time to go. It's time to head on back. All right, let's do it. Let's take it on back. I'm trying to stay high on the grass. And this is what I'm looking at. I need to take it down the ridge to right over in here where that little gap is in the rocks. I've made it down the first difficult section, and then I've got this second one here right in front of me, which is another 500-foot drop. All things considered, this is pretty darn epic up here. Sweet views in all directions. And here's the next big drop. After I get down off this part, the rest of it shouldn't be as bad. I'm still gonna have a few rocks to go through, but this is just real steep over here. I've made it around the hard part there at the top where it's real rocky, and the key is to keep it over here on the ridge. It's nasty over there to my right, and this is brutal. I've only made it down to about 12,250, and the adventure continues. looking good, guys. Probably about another quarter mile to the drop-in. This is the last challenging section. I just gotta work it around these rocks for about another 1/10 of a mile. Almost out of it. And this is what I've been waiting for. This took an hour and 13 minutes to get down here. And that's looking back at what I've just come down. And that was tough. I just took a nice little break up here, but it's 1 o'clock and I need to keep moving. I think I'm looking at roughly 3 hours back to the trailhead. Yep, I think I dropped in at the wrong spot. I think this morning I went through this little gap here. However, I just came down over here and I was a little off course. Once again, the GPS is saving me. I was heading off in the wrong direction and I was like, this just doesn't feel right. I look at the GPS and it's like I'm totally hiking away from how I came up this thing. But I think I'm back on it now. I'm back in the trees and I'm pretty much on my route. And I'm looking at a long half mile back to the Lawn Lake Trail. Coming down through the trees is surprisingly confusing. I'm basically hiking down the entire time with the GPS in my hand, and I'm looking at it constantly to make sure I keep going down the right way. This bushwhack is getting better the closer I get to the trail. And according to the GPS, I'm still looking at 3/10 of a mile. This is right where I split off this morning. And I never thought I'd be so happy to be on the Lawn Lake Trail. But I am. And as much as I'd like to sit up there and take a nice long break, I need to keep it moving. And that took me 50 minutes to come down from the ridge down to the Lawn Lake Trail. I'd say I'm getting close to halfway down the Lawn Lake Trail, and I just ran out of water. Made it back down to the roaring river, and this water never looked so good. I'm gonna get my bottle and life straw out, and I'm gonna drink until I get a brain freeze. That water was delicious. However, I'm only like a half hour from the trailhead, so I'm just gonna keep it going. It's just now 3:35, so that took me 4 hours and 5 minutes to come down. It took me 4 hours and 50 minutes to get up there. And the total mileage was 12 miles with right around a 4,500 foot elevation gain. Well, I hope you enjoyed that hike, and until the next one, y'all, peace.